Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each to an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMTLP and some huge news from Congress. We're also going to be looking at Exxon and a major announcement from them in terms of mergers and acquisitions and plans going forward after their earnings. And we're also going to be looking at the earnings of the top 4 AI stocks. So stay tuned for that. Before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first headline here from Reuters, a third quarter US earnings now see growing 4.3% year on year. However, overall the markets are still quite jittery. Are probably going right down at this moment in time in correction territory, but next thing I'm going to share with you is a shout out here from buy sell short and something quite interesting from the point of view of reverse splits. So the post here states 102 stock reverse splits have happened before September the 5th. Or should I say since September the 5th. 52 stocks were delisted approximately on September the 5th. And there were 539 stocks under $1. So every stock under $1 on the Nasdaq is at risk of being delisted. Today there are 646, adding the delistings and the reverse splits. We're seeing a 48% increase. So these are incredible numbers, and it is a strong indication that there is a significant decimation in small cap stocks, especially bio stocks and especially tech stocks. This is happening right now in the markets. We're seeing that with many of the stocks, including Meta Materials and Mullen Automotive and many more. But none of the major retail organizations or media organizations, should we say, are talking about. Let's have a look at the earnings for 4 of the key AI stocks. So starting with Google here for the third quarter 2023. On the left hand side we can see, starting with search advertising, they've received approximately $44 billion, and that represents an 11% increase year on year. From YouTube, they received $8 billion, and that's also up 12% year on year. From Google Advertising, approximately $7.7 billion. Google Play, $8.3 billion, and that's a very healthy 21% year on year increase. Google Cloud, that was up 22% year on year, giving them an increase in revenue approximately $8.4 billion. Total revenue they've received now is $76.7 billion. Net profit $43 billion, giving them an overall to operating profit or net profit approximately $21.3 billion. So in terms of tax, they've paid on that approximately $1.5 billion in tax. So let's now compare that with Meta. So we can see here in terms of Meta's third quarter earnings, they obviously getting earnings from WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, giving them a total $33.6 billion. In terms of the family apps, and total revenue gives them overall $34.1 billion of revenue. Operating profit, they have $13.7 billion. Net profit comes down to $11.6 billion after paying some interest, and they have paid tax of just in excess of $2.4 billion. So healthy figures there for Meta, and Meta is also going strong. And Microsoft now, they did exceptionally well in their earnings. So they, from LinkedIn and other business websites, they've received approximately $18.6 billion, and that's a very healthy increase of 13.3% year on year. Intelligent Cloud, $24.3 billion. Xbox and more personal computing, that's up 3%, giving them $13.7 billion. Gross profit $40.2 billion on revenue of 56, so a healthy margin there, which is at 71% margin. Operating profit $26.9 billion, and that's a 48% margin. And net profit after other deductions is now currently $22.3 billion, and they've paid $5 billion in tax. And the last one we're going to look at is Amazon. Again, Amazon earnings were also beat, and we can see here on the left hand side, Amazon gets from the online store just in excess of $57 billion, and all the others, if we add them up, giving them a total revenue of $143.1 billion. Gross profit $68.1 billion, operating profit $11.2 billion, and net profit of $9.9 billion. So again, very, very healthy there for Amazon, and the net profit is an increase in 7% from the it's a 7% margin, which is again very, very positive. So overall, great earnings for Amazon. I believe the stock went up close to 10%. So congratulations to everybody with Amazon. So before we look at the news from Exxon, shout out here to Anna, and who's tagged in also Syntax, and stated here we had another successful trip to DC between today and yesterday. They've had 17 different meetings with different congressional offices in the House and in the Senate. Things are definitely happening, so that's very positive coming from Anna as well. Thanks to the tremendous amount of pressure we continue to put on Congress. Thanks for Mark Basile and Ham the Shot Killer for your continued support. I believe Mark Basile was also at this meeting as well, so please keep reaching out to Congress. So again, great action there from Anna and Syntax. And finally, let's have a look at the news from Exxon. So shout out first of all here to Dividend Data, who posted ExxonMobil declares a 95-cent quarterly share dividend, and this is an increase in approximately 4.4% from the previous dividend of 91 cents. So again, strong figures there from the company. But let's have a look at the news that we're more interested in. So shout out here to Tyler Durden for this news shared on Friday, October the 27th, 2023. The headline here: ExxonMobil always looking for more mergers and acquisitions, Kathy Michels says, who is their CFO. So that is positive. So it does indicate, obviously following on from the Pioneer deal, that it states here the company have not finished. So obviously it states there in italics and bold, still seeking out new M&A opportunities even after the firm's massive $60 billion acquisition of Pioneer. I think one of the reasons why Exxon are able to look at more deals is because of a huge amount of cash they have. We know they've had very positive earnings, probably not as good as they expected, but again still very, very healthy from a revenue and an assets point of view. So it also states here that Kathy has stated it's very important to say that we are always looking. Many times I've described us as very inquisitive but also very picky. A deal has to go to be what we say is 1 + 1 = 3. So they are looking at, from their own point of view, something that is profitable for them. And they've also stated here it's important to understand that we are in a depletion business with upstream. So they do recognize the importance of assets and the value that you can get from them. So the CEO, Darren Woods, has stated here, Pioneer, this is the previous deal that we looked at, will help us grow to meet the supply of the world's energy needs with lower carbon intensity. Obviously, that was something that they struck a deal with. If we look at earnings at the bottom, they've reported earnings of $9.1 billion for the quarter, slightly lower than analyst expectations, but will not matter from their point of view going forward. And they're also looking at, obviously, more acquisitions. And the final part, let's have a quick summary of their earnings, and it states here total revenue other income was $90.76 billion, beating estimates of $88 billion. So that was a significant beat. The adjusted earnings per share, $2.27 versus $4.45. So that was the miss. And quarter 3 earnings, $9.1 billion, up $1.2 billion from the second quarter. So overall, a little bit mixed, but again, certainly from a revenue point of view, very, very positive. And it states here, it was also reported that ExxonMobil-led consortium made a significant oil and gas discovery in Guyana, per the country's energy minister. And obviously Exxon are obviously involved in the other deal that we looked at in the previous video, because they are one of the operators. That was a deal that we talked about with regard to Chevron, and it states at the bottom, CEO Mike told the Financial Times that Chevron is investing to profitably grow their business in the traditional and new energy businesses to drive superior value for shareholders. So overall, final conclusion, can ExxonMobil be a potential buyer for MMTLP? Well, the answer is yes, but in my opinion, I think this would require obviously the shares to be reconciled. Then I don't think they're going to be interested in acquiring a company where we don't know who the shareholders are, we don't know how many shareholders there are. So that certainly is something, one of the battles that we need to get completed, and then we can look at potentially somebody can say, well, this is how many shareholders we have, and this is what we have available if you are interested. And finally, if you'd like to join us in our Discord and take part in live trading discussions, as well as get access to the challenge and weekly watch list, as well as our daily stock alerts, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.